Imagine stepping into your luxury car after closing $1 million deal. You expect silence, power, and control. But instead, out of nowhere, a tiny voice pierces the air. A little black girl sitting in the back seat looks straight into your eyes and says the words you least expect from a child. "Shut up!" The chauffeur freezes, your heartbeat races, and every thought in your head comes to a stop. Why would she say that? Was it disrespect, defiance, or something far deeper that no amount of money could prepare you for? What happens next is a moment that will challenge everything you thought you knew about respect, privilege, and humanity. Imagine this. You're a billionaire CEO. Your life is polished, powerful, and perfectly controlled. Every room you walk into, people stand up. Every word you say, others obey. But one ordinary evening, you step into the back seat of your sleek black Mercedes, and everything changes. Because before you can even adjust your tie, a little black girl, no older than 7, sitting quietly in the corner, looks straight into your eyes. And with a voice steady and sharp, she says, "Shut up." The driver nearly slams the brakes. Your blood runs cold. Nobody talks to you like that. But in the next few minutes, you'll learn the shocking truth behind those words. A truth that will break your heart, shatter your pride, and remind you that some of life's greatest lessons come from the smallest voices. Music swells, fades into the story. The man's name was Richard Wallace, one of the richest CEOs in New York. Known for his empire of luxury hotels, Richard's life was the definition of untouchable. He lived in a penthouse overlooking Central Park, traveled in private jets, and never once allowed anyone to forget who held the power in the room. But behind all the wealth, Richard had grown cold, distant. Money had become his armor, his wall, and his weapon. Employees feared him, strangers admired him, but no one truly knew him. That evening, after closing a massive deal with investors, Richard stepped into his car expecting the usual: silence, leather seats, and the soft hum of New York traffic. Instead, he was greeted with something very different. In the back seat, sitting awkwardly with her small hands gripping a faded pink backpack, was a little girl. She had deep brown eyes, braided hair with tiny beads that clicked whenever she moved, and a guarded expression that spoke of both courage and pain. Richard frowned, immediately snapping at his driver. "Richard. James, who is this? Why is there a child in my car?" Before James could answer, the girl narrowed her eyes and, in a firm, almost commanding voice, interrupted, "Little girl, shut up." The car went silent. Richard froze. No one, not employees, not business rivals, not even his ex-wife, had ever dared speak to him that way. And yet here was a child, barely reaching his knee if she stood up, daring to silence him. His first instinct was anger. His second, curiosity. Richard leaned back, adjusting his cufflinks, trying to maintain control. "Richard, excuse me, young lady, do you know who you're talking to?" The girl didn't flinch. She just hugged her backpack tighter. "Little girl, I know exactly who you are. My mom says you're the man who ruined everything." Richard's pulse quickened. James, the driver, cleared his throat nervously. "James. Sir, maybe I should explain." Richard, snapping, "Explain, now." And so James did. The girl's name was Amara. She was 7 years old. Her mother used to work at one of Richard's hotels as a housekeeper. She was hardworking, honest, and loyal, but after a round of budget cuts ordered directly by Richard, she lost her job overnight. That loss spiraled into months of struggle, missed rent, hunger, and constant fear. Amara had witnessed it all, and in her young heart she had decided one thing. Richard Wallace was the man who caused her mother's tears. At first, Richard dismissed it. In his world, decisions were just numbers on a spreadsheet. Cuts had to be made, collateral damage. But as he glanced at the little girl's face, something stirred inside him. Because those eyes, the same determined, fiery eyes, reminded him of someone, his own daughter. Years ago, Richard had a little girl of his own. But his obsession with work, money, and control had cost him his marriage. And his daughter had grown up far away, estranged and cold. He had missed her childhood, her laughter, her milestones. And now, sitting across from Amara, it felt as if life was forcing him to confront everything he had lost. As the ride continued, Amara did something unexpected. She pulled out a small music player from her backpack, pressed play, and soft gospel. Music filled the car. Without hesitation, she started moving her hands, swaying, even smiling. Richard stared, confused. "Richard, what are you doing?" Amara looked at him boldly. "Amara, dancing. My mom says when life gets too heavy, you have to dance. Even if your legs don't want to move, your heart still can." Her words sliced through him like a knife. Because Richard knew Amara wasn't just talking about herself. She was talking about her mom, about pain, about resilience, about life. And in that moment, Richard felt something he hadn't in years: shame. The car pulled up to a modest apartment building in Harlem. Richard watched as Amara hopped out, turning back just long enough to glare at him one last time. "Amara, you think money makes you big, but it's love that makes you strong." With that, she disappeared into the building, leaving Richard shaken to his core. That night, for the first time in decades, Richard couldn't sleep. Her words echoed in his mind. Over the following weeks, Richard did something no one expected. Quietly, without press releases or PR campaigns, he reinstated jobs for dozens of laid-off workers. He set up a scholarship fund for the children of employees. And one day, nervously, awkwardly, he visited Amara's apartment. When her mother opened the door, Richard didn't come as a CEO. He came as a man, a father, a human who finally understood. And slowly, Amara's icy glare softened into something else: trust. In a world where power often silences compassion, it took the courage of a little girl to teach a billionaire the meaning of love, humanity, and true strength. Sometimes the greatest lessons don't come from boardrooms or bank accounts. They come from the voices we least expect, the voices brave enough to tell us, "Shut up and listen."